Welcome back, folks. Now 9.17 test server just came out, and with it, a lot of people are enjoying themselves with the preview of the Swedish vehicles coming soon, especially the S-Tank and the Kranbahn, surprisingly. But I took a closer look at all the stats of the Swedish vehicles, and excuse the cliche, but you should see this. The difference between the initial stats, the preliminary stats from the leak videos, to the actual stats on the test server is huge. Super dramatic. It's power levels of defining difference. Holy crap. So for example, Emil 1 was God tier. It has the armor, the gun depression, the penetration, the alpha, the DPM with the autoloader. It was pretty crazy. It was fast. It has the view range. Holy crap. It was awesome. But in the test server, it got quote unquote balanced. In essence, it got super shafted. So today we'll take a re-evaluation of all the Swedish vehicles based on the actual stats from the test server, and we'll take a look at the difference from the initial stats, the preliminary stats from the leak videos. So before we start, here are some points to consider. Tank Inspector doesn't work with 9.17 test server, and this is pretty much, I believe, due to the siege mode of the three vehicles, the UDE SO3, the STRV 103-0, and the STRV 103B. So these three vehicles likely have two different sets of stats. So one for the travel mode and one for the siege mode. And that's why Tank Inspector broke when I tried to use it last time. So that's pretty much the main reason, I believe. But we're comparing the Russian pulled stats from their Tank Inspector of the Super Test server and comparing it to the in-game stats panel. So there's going to be a few slight differences between the scales, especially the Camo, but we'll take a look coming right up. So there are going to be some differences. Also, Tank Inspector doesn't calculate the commander bonus to the crew. So if you have a 100% commander, he will give a 10% crew bonus to the driver, to the gunner, whatever. So it does not calculate, Tank Inspector does not calculate this bonus. So there's a few slight difference in aim time, the accuracy, the rate of fire, the DPM, the traverse, and the radio, but it's not super significant. It's like 1 degree of traverse. It's a little bit small, but there's a few slight differences. Also, Tank Inspector has 3 significant figures after the decimal. So this is math, but there's 3 numbers behind the 0, which means it's more concise or more precise than the rounded 2-digit number in actual in-game screens panel or stats panel. So math, but I'm a dork. So there may be a few differences. For example, 0.306 is more precise than the rounded up number 0.31. So math and nerd stuff. Alright, let's get started. But here is the scale difference between the Camo rating of Tank Inspector and the actual in-game stats panel. So here you can see with my Hellcat, I have 21% camouflage rating with 100% crew. But in the Tank Inspector, it's 37% with a normal crew. So why is it different from 21 to 37? Who knows? But with my full crew that I originally had, it's 37. So it's probably the scale of the skill right here. So it should be 66% for the Camo if you add all the Camo skills right here. So weird scale, but whatever. That's the ratio you should consider. So for the Swedish tank destroyers, if they have more than 21% camouflage rating, then it's better than the Hellcat. If they don't, then it's not as good. So use that as the ratio. Don't believe that, oh, they have 23% camouflage rating, and that's dramatically different than the 37. It's not the same scale, so take that into consideration. But turn it to 1080p, and here we go. So for the STRV FM21, it got a little bit more ammo, actually double of the ammo, so that's good. But the reload takes longer, a little bit, not really, that's for the gun, but yeah, rounds per minute. It's buffed for the 100% crew. DPM is a little bit better by 50. Top speed is better, but traverse is not as good. Also, it still has the 6.1 horsepower per ton ratio. So no, it still sucks. At tier 2, we have the STRV M38. So, yeah, yep. Nerfed. In essence, nerf. Aim time nerf. Gun reload nerf. DPM nerf. Armor nerfed. Even though it doesn't have armor, but whatever, different value. Traverse nerfed. Yep. Dispersion nerfed. Aim time nerfed. It nerfed. As for the tank destroyer, the PV LVV FM42, mostly the same. Less horsepower per ton ratio because weaker engine, so that sucks. Less DPM as well. Crappier accuracy, crappier aim time, so nerf. And here are the mediums and light tanks initially, so not that much change for the STRV M40L. Not that much. It's mostly nothing. For the Lago, nerfed as well, so gun reload nerfed. Traverse got buffed, but DPM got nerfed. Aim time got nerfed. Oh my god. So penetration gets buffed, but it's not as accurate and takes super long to aim. So in essence, it's mostly a nerf. The aim time and dispersion nerf is not worth the extra 9mm of pen, in my honest opinion. Oh god. But it does have high penetration for a tier 4. It's alright actually for a tier 4. The good penetration is like 120 on the Matilda, but whatever. On tier 5, we have the STRV M42. It got buffed slightly, but mostly nerfed. Oh, what such bait, Sam. So DPM got super nerfed. Super nerfed. 1,900 to 1,500, so that's huge. So rate of fire got nerfed. Dispersion got buffed. Aim time got nerfed. Got nerfed in general. Huge DPM loss. STRV 74 gets buffed. Yeah, buff for the gun reload, but accuracy got nerfed. Aim time got. Did aim time get nerfed? Aim time get nerfed. Accuracy get nerfed. Yep. Oh, it was 0.316 to 0.33. That's not slight difference. That's huge difference. So, Also, the gold shell got nerfed by 7mm. So, somebody pointed out that the Leo has the same gun, but less penetration. So, it's more concise now, or more similar now. So, it's a nerf. At the Leo, at tier 7. So, it's a nerf to the DPM. Nerf to the accuracy. Holy crap, 0.42 accuracy. Aim time got nerfed. Oh, DPM got nerfed. Oh boy. Hull armor gets buffed. Actually, turret armor gets buffed by 5mm, but still 5. Traverse got buffed. That's pretty much it. The Mil 1 gets shafted super hard. It has 2 more ammo, 2 more shells for the ammo count, but no more 15 degrees of gun depression, so nerfed. Reload time gets buffed, but it's only 4 rounds now, and takes 3 seconds between each shell, so that's a buff, but it's only 4 rounds per clip. Takes the same time to reload, so you have 1 less shell in the clip. Sucks. 10 less millimeters of pen, and 15 or 16 less for the gold shell. Accuracy got nerfed. Aim time got nerfed. Wow, this thing got shafted. Engine power got nerfed. Horsepower per ton ratio got nerfed. Top speed got buffed actually, but traverse got nerfed. View range gets nerfed by 20 meters. Wow. Emil 2 got super buffed actually. So intershell reload is buffed dramatically from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. Reload time is about the same. Penetration got buffed dramatically by 10mm, so that's great. Dispersion got nerfed slightly. Aim time is about the same. Hull armor gets shifted around, so it looks a little bit better now. But remember, we don't have Tech Inspector to see the actual armor, and I believe all the armor values are the same. So originally, it only calculated the cheeks of the turret as well as the frontal plate, but there are a few different spots with thicker armor, so ignore the armor value for now. But DPM got buffed, accuracy got slightly buffed, aim time got buffed for the 100% crew. So this is not for the 100% crew. This is for the initial gun, but whatever. So yeah, ML2 got buffed. Same goes for the Cranbon. So 2.75 seconds between each shell now, rather than 4 seconds. Penetration got buffed. Yeah, reload got super buffed for the clip. So it's almost the same as the AMX-50B for this vehicle. But it has the turret armor and the 12 degrees of gun depression. Aim time got buffed. Accuracy got nerfed. Alright, surprisingly. But DPM got super buffed. Super buffed. Traverse speed also gets buffed. Yeah, it's actually pretty decent now based on the gun as well as the turret. So it's actually worthwhile now. Holy crap. As for the tank destroyer at tier 3, no more 84mm for the IKV-74. So you cannot go shotgunning people. You cannot shotgun yourself. What's the point anymore? It was 20 degrees of gun depression originally. It got nerfed to 12. Son of a bitch. Also, horsepower per turn ratio got nerfed because the weight gets nerfed. Or if it gets increased. So if that's a buff, that's actually a buff. But still, yeah, horsepower per turn ratio gets nerfed. So you cannot go shotgunning people with the 84mm. Blows. As for the SAV M43, the Swedish Hetzer, you get slightly better DPM, but better not as good accuracy. 0.54, yeah. DPM, oh, that's the full stats, so it's about the same. 9.4 seconds of reload. Ugh. Yep, whatever. As for the IKV-103, mostly the same. Better health, slightly better traverse, but that's probably the commander giving the bonus. It still has the meme gun with the the high explosive anti-tank shell default. Oh, here is the Scion car. Oh boy. Accuracy gets nerfed. DPM gets shafted super hard. Gets shivved with a dildo. Oh my god, it was great. I mean, 1900 for a tier 6 DPM with the high penetration. It was amazing. Now it's 1548. It's worse than the Hellcat. The Hellcat has 1700 or so, 1600 or so. 650, but still, this is like worse than the Hellcat. Oh man, come on. Accuracy gets shafted, yeah. Aim time shafted. It's still the Scion car, so view range gets shafted. Traverse gets shafted. Okay, it's sad to look at this thing now. Oh boy. As for the IKV-90 Type B, no more autoloader for the 90mm, so no more burst of 720 alpha or 720 alpha per clip. So fudge. Damn it! Penetration gets nerfed. The accuracy and the aim time is the same, but remember, this accuracy, this aim time was for the autoloader. This is a single shot now. It still has the same accuracy and about the same aim time for the single shot. That's bullcrap. So DPM gets nerfed compared to the auto-loading gun. Crazy, right? So horsepower per turn ratio gets actually a little bit buffed. A little bit, but not that much. Traverse as well, but doesn't have the burst damage as well now. Also, the accuracy is 0.36 for a single shot. So, did tier 7. And penetration is still good, but not as crazy. As for the UDE-S03, it was a placeholder stat for the gun, so we cannot compare. But it has a little bit more health by 8 hit points. So 8 whole hit points are, whatever. Horsepower per turn ratio is shafted as well because the engine sucked now. It was a placeholder, but still, it doesn't have the top speed anymore, and reverse is not as fast. Traverse is a little bit buffed, but view range is also nerfed. I was using the stock radio because I believed you have a little bit better horsepower per turn ratio than the actual top radio. But I'll talk about this radio smart assiness if that's a term, but it's overthinking about it. So we'll take a look at it. But as for the STRV 1030 series, less health, all right, a little bit more weight, less engine power, less horsepower per ton ratio, better traverse, less view range, placeholder stat for the gun, so nerfed a little bit. As for the B series of the S tank, so it was pretty much the same, but less view range by 10 meters. 10 meters is pretty a lot. It's pretty significant if you think about it. Oh well. But here is the smart assiness about the UDES 03's radio. So I took a look, but the top radio is about the same as the stock radio. Now 615 meters of coverage is not that bad. It's below average, sure, but it's alright. It's above 600. I usually have the 550 meters threshold, and anything below that is pretty bad based on the tier levels, but if you have above it, it's alright. So I thought that you could use less weight to help you with the horsepower per ton ratio because it weighs less than half of the top radio, but the difference is super insignificant. It's 26.39 horsepower per ton ratio without the top radio and 26.37, so that's a difference of 0.32, 0.02. But yeah, that's super insignificant, but that's smart assiness from me. So this concept was taken from the Type 61. When I played the Type 61, it has two radio. The stock radio is pretty good, 720 meters of coverage for 70 kilograms. The top radio kind of sucked because it weighs more, double of the stock radio, but only provides 30 more meters of coverage, which you don't really need. So I use the stock radio, but the difference is super small, 17.26 compared to 17.3, that's 0.04. So not that much, but small numbers. So food for thought, I guess. But here are some tips for the modules. So if you see a module that's shared on vehicles coming after the vehicle you're currently playing or grinding, then keep that module. So basically, it's a good habit to practice on any vehicle, but it's mostly for vehicles you are planning on selling. So keep the stock module when you research the top module, and that top module is shared on multiple vehicles. So for example, this top radio is shared on vehicles coming after the IKV-72. So keep the stock radio. I recommend you keep the stock radio and don't sell it for the credits. But once you want to sell the vehicle, once you research the SAV M43, remount the stock radio, and the top radio will go to your depot, your armory depot. So once you sell it, you'll have the top radio module in your depot. And once you get the SAV M43, just remount the top radio from the depot. That prevents you from using more credits than you should have, because you're just using the same radio from before. So it cuts down the expenses of different modules. So it's not as significant on a tier 3 tank destroyer, but it's pretty huge on something like a tier 9 gun or tier 10 gun that you're trying to switch from a tier 8 to a tier 9. So it's a good practice, or good practice for higher tier vehicles to conserve credits. But pro tip, I guess. So here are the conclusion for the Swedish vehicles re-evaluation from the test server. So greens are the mostly buffs, the reds are mostly nerfs, the white ones are nothing really changed. So here you can see it's mostly red, so mostly nerfs. All the tank destroyers, most of the tank destroyers got nerfed or unchanged. The Cranbon as well as the Mil 2 are the only ones buffed. The rest got nerfed. Huge. But yeah, I would pick still the Scion car, even though it's not as good, as well as the UDS 03 because siege mode, as well as the S-Tank because the S-Tank. I would pick the Mil 2 and the Cranbon because some people are calling it OP now. It's basically an AMX 50B with turret armor at the cost of accuracy, but you have turret armor now. So is it worth it? I think it is. And the 12 degrees of gun depression, so it's pretty good. But I'm on the fence about the IKV-90 Type B, the 0 series of the S-Tank, because the accuracy of 0.4, woof, so garbage, as well as the Mil-1. So Mil-1 is good, but it's balanced, quote unquote. So it's, it's not OP anymore. But pre-test server without tank inspector, I thought the TD line is a 4 out of 5. So it was pretty good with the OPS, IKV-65 alternate number 2, the Matchbox, that's the IKV-90. So those are amazing, as well as the UDS, which is pretty fast. So I thought the whole line of the Swedish tank destroyers are amazing to keep. So 4 out of 5. Hybrid line was meh, because the top tiers, the Mil-2 and the Cram-1, sucked ass, like super hard. Only the Mil-1 was worth it out of the whole tech tree for me. So that's a 2.75 out of 5. And overall, for the Swedes, 3.25 out of 5. But after, in test server, the tank destroyers got nerfed, mostly. I still will keep some of them, but some of them got buffed, because you saw the actual stats of the 0 series of the S-Tank, even though it has 0.4 accuracy, so still pretty meh. But 3.8 out of 5, as well as the hybrid line, it got boosted. So 3.25 out of 5 for the hybrid line, but overall 3.5 now. So a little bit more excited than previously by 0.25, I guess, but you still have to slog through. You still have to wade through the lower tiers to get to the higher tiers and the keepers of the Swedish vehicles. Some of these vehicles are not that amazing, like the Lago, whatever, or the Leo with the crappy accuracy now, or even crappier accuracy now, and the aim time suck even more. So yeah, there's a lot of crap to wade through to get to the sweet stuff at the end. So it's no longer the Mil-1, that's the god tier. But what do I consider as a 5 out of 5 tech line? Well, the old IS-7 line was pretty amazing, because you have the T-28, which originally had the KV-1's 85mm on a tier 4 before they nerfed it and removed it to a premium T-28. So that was OP. KV-1 still OP, but it got nerfed, but still OP. The old KV-1S, super OP. IS was great. IS-3 OP. T-10 now is OP, and IS-7 is still pretty solid in my honest opinion. So that's a 4.8 out of 5. That's amazing. The new T110E5 is pretty good, but I went through the Sherman line. I do not know about the T1 or the M6 heavy tanks. No opinion about those, the bread loaves. But I went through the Sherman Jumbo, the T29, the T32, and the M103. All are good vehicles. I kept all of them. Maybe it's American bias, whatever. Also, I kept the Centurion, starting with the Crusader, then into the Cromwell, the Comet. Ow, my hand. Smashed my hand on the keyboard. The Centurion, all the Centurions. So, pretty good line. And the T57 Heavy from the Chaffee. So, in the Stuart, into the Chaffee, into the T37, into the Bulldog, into the T49, then to the T54E1, and then the T57 Heavy. You can also go through the M7 into the T21, into the T71, but I do not enjoy the M7 or the T21 as much as the Chaffee or the T37, but those are the lines I would consider as the high-end tech trees that you should go through before you research something like the Leo or the IKV-103 with a meme gun. So there you go, folks. The new evaluation of the Swedish vehicles from the 9.17 test server. So yeah, holy crap, the dramatic changes. I mean, turning Mil-1 from God tier to balanced tier. It's so disappointing, right? Also the Scion car, also the Matchbox. Oh man, come on. I was planning on trolling people with the Scion car, or even playing the shotgun of the IKV-72, but oh well. But there you go, folks. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.